Donald Trump is losing it as Americans are demanding that the 25th Amendment be invoked to remove him from office. He clearly is physically and mentally rotting, and he is unable to serve in the position of the presidency. That is an understatement. And it's not just any American who's out there saying invoke the 25th Amendment. It's Donald Trump's own former lawyer, Ty Cobb. It's also the co-founder of the American Conservative magazine, Scott McConnell. They're saying invoke the 25th Amendment now. Here's Ty Cobb, the former White House special counsel, the former White House lawyer during the first Trump administration. He says Donald Trump is gone. He said this to my friend Jim Acosta during an interview that they just did. Here, play this clip.
You think he's just gone?
I think he's gone.
Yeah.
And he's right. I mean, just look at the speech that Donald Trump was just giving, where Donald Trump is just out of control. I mean, watch this.
Boom. Then another one. Boom. And she was ready to go. She walked back to the corner. She said, I've never been hit like that.
Now back to Ty Cobb and Jim Acosta for a moment. Here, Ty Cobb says the 25th Amendment needs to be invoked, but Donald Trump's cabinet is just too cowardly, but it needs to be invoked. Here, play this clip.
It's not a surprise that we're in this much trouble. It's not a surprise that given the fact that the cabinet will not invoke the 25th Amendment for a man who is clearly insane. And this war highlights that. And these screeds that come out nightly, at 2 a.m. or 4 a.m. or, whatever time Trump decides to vent, without oversight, it highlights the level of his insanity and depravity.
Now, throughout the day, Donald Trump's been posting things like this, proving why the 25th Amendment needs to be invoked. Photos of Davy Crockett and saying Davy Crockett, obviously a distant relative of Jasmine Crockett and a very high IQ frontiersman, would be proud of the legacy that he began long ago, especially Jasmine's great success as a politician from the great state of Texas. Like, what the hell is he talking about? He then posts, is Bruce Springsteen going to sue his plastic surgeon? Then earlier he said, bad and very boring singer Bruce Springsteen looks like a dried up prune. MAGA should boycott his overpriced concerts, which suck. Bruce Springsteen, you suck, he says. Save your hard-earned money, America. Bruce Springsteen sucks. Don't see his concerts. As America is in Donald Trump's catastrophic war in Iran, as people are suffering here, that's what he's posting right now. I mean, Donald Trump's out there posting our military, the greatest and most powerful by far anywhere in the world, hasn't even started destroying what's left in Iran. Bridges next, then electric power plants. New regime leadership knows what has to be done and has to be done fast. Exclamation point. Donald J. Trump, he's out there just posting war crimes and crimes against humanity over and over again next to Davy Crockett and saying Bruce Springsteen sucks. And then he posts images over and over again of the ballroom in the East Wing of the White House, which has now been blocked by a federal judge. And then he posts a photo of himself by where the ballroom demolition site is. And he's like, the White House Ballroom Commission has voted 8-1 to allow me to continue building the ballroom. Donald, a federal court has blocked you from building that ballroom. What in the world are you talking about? Your own fake commission is not able to override what the federal judge says. I'm telling you, invoke the 25th Amendment. Let me go back to some of that Ty Cobb interview, though. This was one of the, I think, strongest portions, the most powerful portions of the Jim Acosta interview with Ty Cobb, Donald Trump's former White House lawyer, where they talk about how Donald Trump's cognitive and physical deterioration has really impacted this war as well and turned it into an absolute catastrophe. Here, play this clip.
And he tells the allies, go get your own oil. That was the thing that he said today in this latest Truth Social post. Go in and just take it. If you're not going to help us take back the Strait of Hormuz. What has been your, take on just how unhinged he's been?
Well, I think my take has been pretty clear for months, if not over a year, that Trump historically and continuously has been guided exclusively by his narcissism, his whims, desires, impulses have been on full display. I mean, he is only about accumulating power, being adored, a la the signature on the U.S. dollar. The Trump illegally, the Trump name illegally on the Kennedy Center. I don't think it's. I don't think it's beyond his fantasies that he would like to replace Lincoln at Rushmore. We're going to see some just more and more crazy stuff, a la the picture that you had of Trump's proposed library in Miami.
Yeah, what did you think of that when you saw it? We can show that again.
It's possible. It's just insane, of course, but that's his desire. He'd love to see that. And I think his narcissism, sadly now, beyond the revenge, beyond the assaults on the rule of law. Now it's really about branding and branding in the extremes of the type that this represents, but also in the context of war. He went in without consulting any allies, to the detriment of our troops, of course, because Kuwait immediately shot down 3 of our jets merely because they didn't get a phone call. It's chaos. And the military advised him against it. They explained the Strait of Hormuz problem. He didn't care. He believed that merely by exercising his power and puffing out his chest that Iran would surrender, that the regime would step down, that the people would rise up, and there'd be democratic control. And now his position to the world is, hey, we broke it. I don't care. You fix it.
Now, more leaked White House video that the MeidasTouch network got our hands on, showing the clear need to invoke the 25th Amendment now. Donald Trump's talking about being seduced by people who say nice things about him, even if they're bad people or stupid people. As long as they say nice things, Trump says that seduces him. He gets seduced by people saying nice things about him. Well, what are we even watching here, right? 25th Amendment now. Invoke the 20. Remove this guy. Remove this fool. Remove him. Here, play this clip.
My friend, great show. I love this guy. He's so nice to me. Every time I watch, and I appreciate. We're not supposed to be seduced that way, right? But I am. When somebody's nice to me, I love that person. Even if they're bad people, I couldn't care less. I'll fight to the end for them. So I appreciate it.
Now, even French President Emmanuel Macron's been calling Donald Trump out as just not a serious human being. French President Macron says the following to Trump: "We must be serious. And when we are serious, we do not say the opposite of what we said the day before. Perhaps we should not speak every day. We should simply calm things down and build lasting peace." Macron saying, stop speaking. You shouldn't be speaking every day. Your words are like a little petulant child. No offense to like little lying petulant child. No offense to lying petulant child. And with all of this taking place now, and Donald Trump's getting super paranoid, he's like firing his entire cabinet. Well, first he's focused on the women, because obviously we know Trump hates women, right? So he first fired Kristi Noem, and then we learned about Kristi Noem's husband into bimbification and everything that was going on there. And then he fired Pam Bondi, and then we believe he's going to be firing Tulsi Gabbard and Kash Patel, and that he also tends to fire Lori Chavez DeRemer. Perhaps Howard Lutnick, but Trump will. My guess is that he fires more women first, because that's kind of the Trump thing right there. Dasha Burns says that he'll fire Howard Lutnick and basically blow up his entire cabinet. We'll wait to see that. But this also comes as there's a massive purge of all the top military generals, like right now, while America's at war, while the 25th Amendment needs to be invoked. I think somebody said we've allowed a drunk millennial to take over the Department of Defense who's getting completely owned right now by Iran, just like it's like Hegseth versus Iran, and like Hegseth's just getting completely outmaneuvered, and it's just so utterly embarrassing. But I think Hegseth realizes that the 25th Amendment needs to be invoked, but he's using it to consolidate his power. And so he's fired Army Chief of Staff General Randy George, who everybody says this guy was the most superb soldier and leader that was in our entire military. He's gone. Also, U.S. Army Chief, in addition to Randy George, you also had former Army Ranger General David M. Hodney, who leads the Army Transformation and Training Command. Also Major General William Green Jr., the Chief of the Army's Chaplain Corps as well. So a mass purge of top military leaders, purge of his cabinet, utter paranoia, his former lawyers saying invoke the 25th Amendment. You saw it right there. And you saw the behavior that I showed you in those clips. Oh, and his approval's at an all-time low. UMass Amherst YouGov poll has his approval at 33%. CNN had it at 35%. It's plummeting. Invoke the 25th Amendment now, for real. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.